All right, today we're going to look over our homework from last night. We will do some practice notes together, practice work, and correct our practice. And then you got homework. So let's take a look at last night's homework first. Page 63 in your book. Page 63, we should have gotten 13,288 for number 1. Number 2, we should have gotten 18,098. Number 3 was 950,000. Number 4 was 1,000,000. 5 was 472,215. 6 was 255,488. 7, 150,840. And 8 was 90,200. All right, and then on the back side, we had number 10 first. I wanted you to write an equation. All I wanted you to do was say 38,728 plus 41,584 equals, and you could put your answer right after. You didn't need the D, okay? But it should equal 80,312. We really should have that word items after our answer because it's a word problem, so we need a word in our answer, okay? And number 14, they both were right. They both were right because one rounded to the 10,000s and one rounded to the 100,000s. But which one gives a more accurate example? Marisol's does, because going to the 10,000s place is closer to the real number than the 100,000s. We have less change, more of the same numbers. All right. So now we're going to look in our notes page, and we're going to go through and do those practice problems. Oh, hi. I gotta turn. There it goes. All right. So yesterday we talked about adding numbers. Well, today we're going to talk about subtracting numbers. So you're going to be able to use that standard algorithm, those number of steps, to help us subtract multi-digit numbers. Addition and subtraction have a blank relationship. They have what's called an inverse relationship. Have you ever heard that? What do you think inverse means? Knowing what you know about addition and subtraction. It means the opposite. They have an opposite relationship, the inverse. Operations that undo each other are inverse operations. They undo, they're like the opposite. So those two are inverse operations. I need to pause for 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, what we need to do next is name these vocabulary words. So, when I have two numbers that I was adding, these were my add-ins. But when we are subtracting, they have really, really different words. The first one is called our minuend. Say that with me. Minuend. Then, the number that we are taking away or subtracting is called our subtrahend. Like we're substituting it out, we're taking it away. And then our answer to a subtraction problem, you probably knew this one, is called a difference. Difference. So, when we are doing subtraction, it's really similar to our addition. We're going to line our numbers up by place value first and make sure they are neat. Then we're going to subtract from smallest to biggest, like we added from ones up to our biggest spot. We do the same thing for subtracting. But regrouping looks a little different with subtraction. So I had a nice poem down here to help us. We think if there's more on the top number, there's no need to stop. But if there's more on the floor of our problem, I need to go next door and get 10 more. And if my numbers are the same, well then zero's the game. So first we're going to do number 1 and 2, and we'll come back and do step 3. So let's look at our first problem here. I'm going to do 7 minus 1, because my numbers are already lined up nice and neat. 7 minus 1, well, I have more on top, so I know I can go on. That's 6. Now I have 8 minus 9. Uh-oh, I have more on the floor, so I need to go next door and get 10 more for my 100 spot. So instead of 200, now I really have 100. And instead of 8 tens, I have 18 tens. Now I can do 18 minus 9. 18 minus 9 is 9. 1 minus 8, oh, more on the floor. I have to go next door and get 10 more, so I have 3 thousands. But now I add my 10 to my 1, so now I have 11 hundreds. 11 minus 8. Sometimes for subtraction, because I know it's the inverse, I'm going to do addition. I'm going to count up from 8 until I get to 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 3. And then my comma, because I know my next spot will be my thousands. 3 minus 1, more on top, no need to stop. That's 2. And 3 minus 2, more on top, no need to stop. That's 1. So my difference was 12,396. Let's take a look at one more together. These two are written sideways. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Number 3, I need to use the inverse to check if my answer is correct. So what I do quickly is I take my difference, 12,396, and I'm going to pick one of my ones. I usually like to do my subtrahend because it's smaller. So I'm going to add 21,891. I'm just going to quickly do this underneath. 6 plus 1 is 7. 9 plus 9 is 8. 1, 3, and 8. Let's see, that can make 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4. And 2 plus 1 is 3. Did I get my minuend? 3, 4, 2, 8, 7. Check. I did this right. I can give myself a smiley face. Alright. Now I'm ready to do this one. Now I have to do these 3 steps over again. First, I need to make sure I line up my numbers by place value. 22,184. Now I'm going to put my next one, my subtrahend, underneath, and I'm going to work backwards. Remember how I can do that to make sure my numbers get lined up right? Because if my numbers aren't lined up right, my problem's going to be wrong. I'm going to subtract 1s from my 10s, or 10s from my 100s. And I need my subtraction sign and my equal sign. Now I'm ready to go on to number 2. Subtract from smallest to biggest spots to largest spots. 4 minus 1. I can do that. 3. 8 minus 8. Ooh, my numbers are the same. So zeros, my game. 1 minus 2. That one's got more on the floor. So I need to go next door and get 10 more from my thousands place. But this isn't just 10, because I had 1 already. 10 plus 1 makes this 11. 11 minus 2, 11, 10, 9. My comma. 1 minus nothing. Oh, identity property, almost. I know that stays the same. 1. And 2 minus 1 is also 1. So I think my difference is 11,903. But I'm going to take my difference and my subtrahend, 10,281, and I'm going to add them up just to make sure that I get my minuend. 3 plus 1 is 4. 0 plus 8 is 8. 9 plus 2 is 11. 1, 1, and 0 is 2. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Did I get my same as my minuend? Sure did. Check and a smiley face. You try problems 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. and unpause the video when you are ready to see those answers. All right, let's look over your practice problems. So, number 1, we should have gotten 22,793 for a difference. Number 2 was 766. 3 was 24,459. 4 was 277,884. 5 was 35,082. 6 was 5,375. 7 was 39,401. 8 was 338,695. And 9 was 11,884. All right. Remember, you can always pause if you need more time to look over those. Just a reminder that you got your homework next on page 69 and 70, working on problems 1 through 8, 11, and 13. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care.